We're in Clay Sink today, which is near Lakuchi and Trilby. It's more or less a ghost town. There's not much around here anymore. The church behind us is still in operation. The cemetery, they're still interring people here. So this is not entirely abandoned. There's homes and a little bit of a community out here, but there isn't really. I mean, we're all dirt roads, and we're basically essentially in the middle of nowhere. We're in the Withlacoochee State Forest. Got my bearings correct. I think the river's over that way, and Trilby and Lakuchi are going to be that way. 471 is also going to be that way. So that's the logistics basically of where we are. This cemetery was established in 1873. Harrison and Martha McKinney moved here in '62, bought the land, homesteaded it. I'm assuming cattle, timber, but we don't know for sure. They established this cemetery for this community because they buried their daughter. We're on a hill, and this is these oak trees. Obviously, they've been here forever. And they established this to bury their infant daughter who passed. And so once they put her here, they just decided to make this a community cemetery for everyone. So the church, Clay Sink Baptist Church, good old Baptist. Amen, brother. The original church was built in 1904, and this current structure was built in 53, I think is what it said. The schoolhouse over here, it's a one-room schoolhouse. It was built in, I think, 1912, and moved here in 1915 from nearby. I'm assuming just to be in the general community and up on the hill and everything. And closed down in 1943. I guess the kids went to somewhere else. But we're gonna just wander through the cemetery. There's a couple of interesting stones. Obviously, every one of these stones contains the remains of someone who has a history and had a life. And many of them here were pioneers and came out here, buried their babies and their small children and their loved ones along the way. So we're just gonna wander through and kind of give a narration of some of the highlighted ones that we see. Of course, we got good old Rebs buried up in here, always my favorite. Here's an unknown, hand etched unknown. That's always interesting. I mean, we're never going to know the history of that person. The Boyettes seem to be the most prominent family out here. There's a bunch of them. There's also the Laniers, the Mobleys, the Slaughters, of course. My personal favorite, James H. Lanier, served his country in Leslie's Company, Florida Regiment. And he was born in 1847, so if he served, he would have been 15, 16 when he joined. Here's some older ones. Someone obviously loved this person very much because of his baby. In a row. Lovely reproductive system. Found a bunch of babies over there. Two of the most interesting is the original baby person that was born here, the infant Slaughter, who was interred here, rather not born here, sorry. Well, I guess he would have been born nearby, but anyway, this is the first interment in this cemetery. This is cool. This is a memorial to Sylvester, which we don't know who Sylvester was, but he was killed and scalped in 1850 at Little Withlacoochee River, which is up that way, away. It's interesting he doesn't have a last name. 1850, that would have been the third Seminole Indian War, and he was probably a slave. That's why he didn't have a last name. But at least somebody did bother to remark on him. And this poor little guy, 6 years old, got burnt to death in a house fire. Well, it doesn't say house fire, does it? It just says fire. It might have been a forest fire. Who knows? Pretty darn tragic. Then we get a feel for the rest of them. There's a lot of recent interments here. There's a lot of older ones too. 1873, of course, being the first, and the rest of them seem to be in the early part of the 20th century. I don't see as many in the latter part of the 19th century. So that's our cemetery. We're going to go up here and take a look around this really cool church. There's a South Carolinian back there. I didn't see him. We didn't film him, but he served in South Carolina. A lot of after the war, a lot of families, a lot of settlers came down here to get away from the oppression of the Reconstruction, and also to start fresh, start new, start over. But it would be impossible in our day and age to imagine what Reconstruction was like for those people. I mean, they were practically slaves at that point. So, the only thing they could do is escape. A lot of them moved out west, some of them came down here, some of them left the country altogether. Here we go here. This is a really neat wrought iron sign right into the sun, which gives it a really nice background. Clay Sink Cemetery, 1873. This area was originally named Slaughter for the slaughters, but later became named Clay Sink for the sinkhole. There's a sinkhole nearby. Clay sinkhole. Oh, we thought this was interesting when we first pulled up. Clay Sink Cemetery Association, members only, exclamation point. Somebody actually etched an exclamation point in there. I love that. Undertakers, exclamation point. Do not dig in this cemetery without proper authorization. Having never seen such a sign before, I thought it was pretty interesting. Okay, so the church, we're going to go around. Stained glass, still got stained glass, leading to the Baptist. Yeah. Clay Sink Baptist Church, December 1756. So this guy poured this in 1956 and put his little stamp on it. Always have a boot scrubber. We don't see that every day. Scrub my dirty, nasty boots full of mud and clay off onto the carpet of the church. Okay, we're going to take a walk around here. Check this out. Stained glass. Love stained glass. Nothing like it. We've seen some really cool churches in Columbia and Savannah and some of the older cities, even in the Virginia area. Some of those churches up there have incredible stained glass. We got horses. We need horses. So that's basically the church. It's an outbuilding. This is an outbuilding here. So we've seen the church. We're going to look at the schoolhouse, which has been modernized apparently since 1943. It's closed. Can't go in any of these buildings. I don't know if we're even supposed to be here, but we are. I generally tend to wait till people tell me to leave before I do. Especially since I'm being harmlessly. So, this is the 1915. It was moved here. I'm imagining it was refurbished a little bit, but it's a one-room schoolhouse. Very neat. Very cool. They're putting modern pilings on it. Nice. Very, very esoteric. Very, very simple. I like simple. Very beautiful. Just a beautiful setting on a hill. Moss-draped oak trees. Any better than that? All right, from Clay Sink today, we are out.